It seems like you get really upset when Kourtney is linked to other guys.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No. I just want to kill them.
In this,
What did you say? He said, I just want to kill them.
you just want to kill them. Okay.
On the surface, Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker look like the perfect couple. The whirlwind romance, the Italian wedding dripping in roses. The endless PDA fans call them couple goals. Scroll through Instagram and you'll see Kourtney Kardashian on Travis Barker's arm at red carpets, kissing in airports, or whispering into his ear during dinners. To the world, they are love at its peak. But behind the perfection is a storm. Because there's one name that won't leave their marriage alone: Scott Disick. Scott Disick is not just some ex-boyfriend. Scott Disick is a father of Kourtney Kardashian's 3 children. Scott Disick is a man who shared nearly a decade of her life. Scott Disick is the one who grew up inside the Kardashian empire alongside her, building memories that no new husband can ever touch. And no matter how many times Travis Barker kisses Kourtney Kardashian in public, no matter how many tattoos he dedicates to her, Scott Disick is always there. A permanent reminder of the past. Insiders whisper that jealousy runs deep inside Travis Barker. Yes,
Twisted around my leg somehow. I thought it was crawling up
You guys
my...
probably haven't seen anything long and white go your direction in a long time.
yes, Travis Barker is devoted. Yes, Travis Barker is passionate. But he's also protective. And when Scott Disick shows up, at birthdays, at family dinners, at casual co-parenting moments, it triggers something inside him. Because for Travis Barker, it's not just about love. It's about position. About proving he belongs in a family where Scott Disick still holds roots. Fans haven't forgotten the history. On Keeping Up with the Kardashians, millions watched as Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick's relationship played out. The highs, the lows, the chaos, the heartbreak. Through it all, Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick built more than a romance. They built a family. Mason, Penelope, and Rain tied them together forever. And even after the romance ended, the bond remained. For Travis Barker, stepping into this picture meant stepping into a triangle, one that will never fully close. Look closely and you'll see the cracks. At one of Penelope's birthdays, cameras caught Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick laughing together, slipping into their old rhythm. Meanwhile, Travis Barker stood in the background, stiff, his body language screaming discomfort. Fans immediately noticed. Tweets rolled in. Travis Barker looks like a guest at his own stepdaughter's party. Another wrote, Travis Barker can't handle Scott Disick in the same room. Small observations, yes, but small observations turn into patterns. Patterns turn into rumors, and rumors turn into truth. Vacations tell the same story. The Kardashians are famous for their family trips. Even post-breakup, Scott Disick always had a seat. When Travis Barker joined, the air changed. One insider described a moment where Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick walked ahead of the group, laughing at an old cut memory. It wasn't romantic, the source said, but Travis Barker didn't like it. Not at all. That one laugh reportedly set the tone for the entire trip. Awkward silences, side eyes, a quiet storm brewing in the new husband's chest. And then there's the protection. Even after his darkest moments, rehab, heartbreak, scandals, Kourtney Kardashian defended Scott Disick. She excused his flaws. She reminded her family that that's just Scott. He's always been that way. To Travis Barker, this loyalty cuts deep, because every time Kourtney Kardashian shields Scott Disick, it's proof that her devotion is split. Not all of it belongs to him. Some of it still belongs to the father of her children. So fans ask, is Travis Barker's over-the-top love really just passion? Or is it strategy? The 3 weddings, the non-stop PDA, the endless social media posts declaring undying devotion. To some, it looks like more than love. It looks like a man constantly proving something. Proving to Scott Disick, proving to the Kardashian family, proving to the world. But jealousy doesn't hide. It seeps through body language. It burns behind smiles. And for Travis Barker, the ghost of Scott Disick is a ghost that never leaves the room. The biggest problem for Travis Barker isn't just Scott Disick, it's the Kardashian family itself. Because no matter how hard he tries, the family has made one thing clear: Scott Disick isn't going anywhere. Kris Jenner has called Scott Disick a son. Khloé Kardashian has called Scott Disick her brother. Even Kim Kardashian, who often criticizes, has defended Scott Disick in interviews, and Kendall and Kylie. They treat Scott Disick like an older brother, often spotted hanging out with him away from cameras. To Travis Barker, this is the ultimate challenge. He isn't just competing with memories. He's competing with an entire family that embraces Scott Disick as their own. That's why fans believe every gesture from Travis Barker is layered. Every red carpet kiss, every Instagram caption, every hug in front of cameras. It all feels like proof. Proof that Kourtney Kardashian is his now. Proof that he belongs. Proof that he won't let Scott Disick overshadow him. But the more he tries to prove it, the more people see the insecurity underneath. One viral comment summed it up. Travis Barker kisses Kourtney Kardashian. Like Scott Disick is standing right there, and maybe he is. Not physically, but spiritually. Because Scott Disick is everywhere. At the birthdays, at the holidays, at the dinners. He's there in the memories of the early cut years. Memories that Travis Barker can't touch. He's there in the bond with Mason, Penelope, and Rain. He's there in the way Kourtney Kardashian still softens her voice when defending him. And that presence eats at the marriage. Insiders describe awkward dinners where Kourtney Kardashian brushed off Scott Disick's bad behavior. With a simple, "That's just Scott," they describe moments where Travis Barker stayed silent, his face saying everything he couldn't. They describe trips where Travis Barker pulled back, less affectionate, less relaxed, whenever Scott Disick was near. Compare that to the over-the-top PDA when Scott Disick isn't around, and the pattern becomes clear. This is why so many fans believe the cracks are already forming. It's not about whether Travis Barker loves Kourtney Kardashian. That's obvious. The question is whether Travis Barker can survive the constant shadow of Scott Disick. Because the truth is, Scott Disick will always be part of the Kardashian empire. He's not just the ex. He's the father. He's the brother figure. He's the honorary family member. And the Kardashians have no plans to let him go. So where does that leave Travis Barker? Stuck in a marriage where love and jealousy collide, fighting ghosts he can never erase, watching the world debate whether his passion is pure love or desperation to prove he belongs. Fans are already asking the big question, is Kourtney Kardashian caught between her husband and her history? Or is Travis Barker destined to live in Scott Disick's shadow forever? And that's the story that keeps people hooked. Because when it comes to the Kardashians, the drama never ends, and jealousy may be the ingredient that tears this love story apart.